The madman that does not talk to himself is still a madman, and the normal person that talks to himself should not be mistaken for a madman. Welcome to another episode, and we're going to section 3 of chapter 30 of the Holy Quran. Section 3 begins with sign 20, Namshi. ومن آياته ومن آياته أن خلقكم من تراب. Among his signs is this, that he created you from dust, turabin. That's signs of God from turabi. ثم إذا أنتم بشر تنتشرون ثم إذا أنتم بشر تنتشرون. Uh, and then, behold, ye are men scattered far and wide. Far and wide is in brackets. Mm. And then, behold, ye are scattered. So that's omitting the brackets. The note to read is 3524. 3524. No, I don't think we did 3523 in the other episode. So let's go there. And that was sign 19 of the last section episode, of the last episode. Let's go there. It's against, it's the second sign, it's the second note of 2. And we did 3522. We are left to do 3523. 3523, what is it against? Earth. Gives life to the earth. 3523. Compare chapter 2, sign 164. The earth itself, seemingly so inert, produces vegetable life at once from a single shower of rain, and in various ways sustains animal life. Full stop. Normally, it seems to die in the winter in northern climates and in the drought everywhere, and the spring revives it in all its glory. Full stop. Metaphorically, many movements, institutions, organizations seem to die and then to live again, all under the wonderful dispensation of God. So will our personality be revived when we die, and this when we die on this earth, in order to reap the fruit of this our probationary life. In order to reap the fruit of this our probationary life. So you see, everything goes in a cycle. I mentioned before in one of my videos that even the cells in our body, according to scientists, die and they are reformed. They are, they are recreated. Uh, they get manufactured, they die, they work, they do their work, maybe 120 days, and they are manufactured again. New ones take the place of the old ones. So that's the cycle of life and death. And that's no 2523 to sign 19 of section 2 of the previous episode. Now we're going to this episode, section 3. And the note to reach is 3524. Remember, we've read it already. Among the signs, that he created you from dust. That's the 3524. Compare chapter 28, sign 27, and note 2329. Chapter 28 being Surah Ashura, if I'm not mistaken. Surah Ashura, and note 2379. Full stop. In spite of the lonely origin of man's body, God has given him a mind and soul by which he can almost compass the furthest reaches of time and space. Full stop. Is this not enough for a miracle or sign Yes, it is. It's more than enough. We overlook it. Mm. Honorable commentator. Is the question. From a physical point of view, see how man, a creature of dust, scatters himself over the furthest corners of the earth, from one man, Adam. And that's no 3524 to sign 20 of section 3 of chapter 30, Surah Al-Rum. Let's go to the next sign, which is sign 21. mm, Which is sign 21. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة love مودة. And among his signs, mm, is this, that he created for you mates from among yourself, from among yourself, mean anfusukum, from among yourselves, that ye may dwell in tranquility with them. Uh, uh, litaskunu, litaskunu ilayha, wajala bainakum, dwell in tranquility with them, and he has put love and mercy between you, mawadatin, wa rahmatin, and mercy between you, between the pair, man and woman. Uh, between your hearts, because pardon me, between your hearts. The word hearts is in brackets. Without it, it simply reads, and mercy between your. It doesn't make sense. Uh-huh. Rahmatan, put mercy between you. Inna fi zalika la ayatin liqawmin yatafakkarun. Liqawmin yatafakkarun. And it says, verily, in this is a sign for those who reflect. But the question is, do we all reflect? No, we don't. We don't reflect on those things. We just take them for granted. Let's go to the next sign. That's 22. ومن آياته خلق السماوات wal والأرض. And among his signs, the creation of the heavens and the earth. واختلاف واختلاف ألسنتكم, and the variations in your language. So it's not lisanatukum, it's not lisanatukum. ومن اختلاف ألسنتكم, and variation in your languages. Uh, والأوانكم والأوانكم, and your colors, variations in languages and colors. ألوانكم إن في ذلك لآية للعالمين. إن في ذلك لآية للعالمين. Verily, in this are signs for those who know. Sorry, not alamin. لعالمين. إن في ذلك لآية للعالمين. Those who know. Alamin, not alamin. Alamina. Those who know. The note to read is 21. We had two signs, two notes. Pardon me. 20. Sign 21 had two notes, and we did only one. 25. 3525. It looks like we didn't do any at all. 3525 to sign 21. This refers to the wonderful mystery of sex. We didn't do it. This refers to the wonderful mystery of sex, putting love, muwadatin, and rahmatin, and mercy between us. This refers to the wonderful mystery of sex. Full stop. Children rise out of the union of the sexes. Full stop. And it is always the female sex that bring forth the offspring, mm, whether female or male. Mm. And the father is as necessary as the mother for bringing forth daughters. Full stop. Then second note to the same sign 21, which is 3526. Compare chapter 7, sign 1 to 8. Chapter 7 is a Raf, if I'm not mistaken. Sign 189, full stop. Ungenerate man is pugnacious in the male sex, but rests in tranquility. But rest and tranquility are found in the normal relations of a father and mother dwelling together and bringing up a family. Full stop. A man's chivalry to the opposite sex is natural and God-given. Full stop. The friendship of two men between each other is quite different in quality. It's quite different in quality and temper from the feeling which unspoilt nature expects as between men and women. Full stop. There is a special kind of love and tenderness between them, and full stop. And as woman is the weakest vessel, that tenderness may from a certain aspect be likened to mercy, mm, the protecting kindness which the strong should give to the weak. That's the strong being man, the weak being woman. And that's the second note to Psalm 21, of the previous sign. Mm. Now we're going to Psalm 22, which we have read already. Mm. Uh, and the note is against variations, itilafi, variations in language and color. Psalm 3527. The variation in languages and colors may be viewed from the geographical aspect or from the aspect of periods of time. Mm. All mankind were created of a single pair of parents, yet they have spread to different countries and climates and developed different languages and different shades of complexions, full stop. And yet their basic unity remains unaltered, full stop. They feel in the same way and they feel in the same way and are all equally under God's care, full stop. Then there are the variations in time, full stop. All languages die and out, all languages die out. All languages die out and new ones are evolved indeed, full stop. New conditions of life and thought are constantly evolving new words and expressions, mm, new syntactical new syntactical structures, and new modes of pronunciation. Full stop. From old races, no, even old races die and new races are born. So that still explains the cycle of life and death. And that's note 3527 to sign uh, to sign 22. Let's go to sign 23, with a note or with two notes. Sign 23. ومن آياته ومن ومن آياته منامكم ومن آياته منامكم بالليل والنهار وبتغاؤكم وبتغاؤكم. And among his signs is the sleep that you take by night bilele, and the day anahare, and the quest that ye make that ye make for livelihood, and the quest that ye make for livelihood is in brackets. Without it, it simply reads, and the quest that ye make. Mm, uh, wa ibtigai quest ibtigaikum wa ibtigaikum wa ibtigaikum the course uh, min min fadlihi wa ibtigai min fadlihi wa min sorry wa ibtigaukum min fadlihi. Mm. And the quest that ye make out of his bounty min fadlihi semicolon. Mm. Uh, إن في ذلك لآية لقوم يسمعون لقوم يسمعون people who listen, who hear. Mm. Uh, Verily, in this are signs for those who hearken. Hearken is spelled Hearken. And the note to read is the two notes to read 3528 and 3529. Let's go to 28 first. Mm. Night and day for sleep. 2528. If we consider deeply sleep, if we consider deeply sleep and dreams, the refreshment we get from sleep uh, to wakefulness, as well as from wakefulness to sleep, is also the state of our thoughts and feelings and subconscious self in these conditions, comma, are both are both wonderful and mysterious, full stop. Normally, we sleep by night and do our ordinary work in request of the bounty of God by day, full stop. But sleep and rest may come and be necessary by day, yes. Siesta, remember siesta, by day. And we may have to work by night, for factory workers in particular, health workers, and so on. We may have to work by night, full stop. And our work for our livelihood may pass by insensitive, no, may pass by insensible transitions to our work or thought or service of a higher and spiritual kind, full stop. These processes suggest a background of things which we know but vaguely, but as much which are as much miracles as other signs of God. Like I say, we overlook all these things. Okay, and that's note 3528 to sign 23. Let's go to the next sign, the same to the next note to the same sign 23 and 35, and it's 3529. Against hearken, listening. 3529. From verse 20 to verse 25 are mentioned a series of signs or miracles which should awaken our souls and lead us to true reality if we try to understand God. Full stop. Then one, mm, there is our own origin and destiny, which must necessarily be our subjective starting dash, mm, dash, point, then semicolon, then colon, dash, then point, then semicolon. I think, semicolon, and then double inverted commas. I think, comma, therefore I am, inverted commas close. I think, therefore I am, inverted commas close, and then colon. No particular exertion of our being is here necessary. Into brackets, 30, 20, that's this same chapter, room, sign 20. Then we go to point two. The first beginnings of social life arise through sex and love. Colon. C6. Yes, C6. 1. C chapter 6, sign 1. And note 506. Chapter 6, that is an arm. And note 506. Semicolon. To understand this in all its bearings, to understand this in all its bearing, we must reflect. Reflect is in double inverted commas. We must reflect. Then into brackets 30, chapter 30, sign 21. Then 3.3, the next point is to understand our diversities in speech, color, etc., arising from difference of climate and external conditions. Yet there is unity beneath that diversity, comma, which we shall realize, which we shall realize by extending knowledge. Chapter 30, and 22. In brackets. Then point four, next we turn to our physiological conditions, not psychological, pardon me. Next we turn to our psychological conditions. Sleep, rest, visions, insight, etc. Here we want teaching and guidance, comma, to which we must hearken, into brackets, chapter 30, Psalm 23. And then 5. Next, we must approach the higher reaches of spiritual hopes and fears as symbolized by such subtle forces of nature as lightning and electricity, which may which may kill the foolish or bring prosperity in its train by rain and abundant harvest, semicolon. To understand the highest spiritual hopes and fears so symbolized, we want the highest wisdom, chapter 30, sign 24. Then point 6, and lastly, we may become so transformed that we rise above all pity, that we rise above all petty, worldly, ephemeral things, semicolon. God calls on us, God calls to us, pardon me, God calls to us, and we rise as from our dead selves to a height which we can only describe as the heaven of stability, colon. Here, no human processes serve, for the call of God himself has come. That's this very chapter 30, signs 25 to 27. And that is note 3529 we've just read. The second note to sign 24. Let's now go to sign 25, with its note 3530. Sign 24. ومن آياته يريكم البركة خوفا وطمعا حرفا وطمعا. And among his signs, he shows us Yurikum, the lightning, watama'an, lightning by way both of fear, by way both of fear, fi haufun, watama'an, and of hope, tama'an, of hope, tama'an. وينزل من السماء ماء فيحيي به الأرض. By way of both of fear and hope. And he sends wa yunazilu, and he sends back the motihi was in sense Baudi Motihi. Uh, is no, did I read it right? ويزلى من السماء ماء, yes, rain, ماء, rain. Eh? فيحيي به الأرض, rain. And he sends back the motiha and sends down rain after its death. Uh, and gives life to the earth after it is dead. Back the motiha. إن في ذلك لآية لقوم لقوم يعقلون. إن في ذلك لآية لقوم يعقلون. Verily, in this are signs for those who are wise. So you see, different signs for all our faculties to grasp. Here for those who listen. In one place it says for those who listen, and then signs for those who know, and then signs for those who understand, are wise. Yakulun. Let's go to the next sign. No, is there any note to read? Yes, there is. 25:30. 25, 35:30 is a note to read. Is a note to sign. 24, which we've just read. 25:30. Uh, 25:30. See last note. We are asked to go to last note. Item 5. Compare chapter 8, sign 12. I don't know if it's that and follow. Compare chapter 8, sign 12. Full stop. To cowards, lightning and thunder appear as terrible forces of nature. Colon. Lightning seems to kill and destroy where its irresistible progress is not assisted by proper lightning dash conductors. Full stop. But lightning is also a herald of rain-bearing clouds. Rain-bearing is hyphenated, of rain-bearing clouds and showers that bring fertility and prosperity to their train. Full stop. This double aspect is also symbolical of spiritual fears and hopes, dash, and hopes, dash. Fears lest we may not be. Fears lest we may not Fears lest we may not be found receptive or worthy of the irresistible, perspicuous message of God, and hopes that we may receive, it in right spirit and blessed by its mighty power of transformation to achieve spiritual well-being. Full stop. I think some of these sentences are rather long. Full stop. Okay. Note that the repetition of the phrase gives life to the earth after it is dead. Bagdamautihi, after its death, connects this verse, with verse 19 above. Semicolon. In other words, the revelation, which we must receive with wisdom and understanding, is a sign of God's own power and mercy, and is vouchsafed in order to safeguard our own final future. And that's note 3530 to sign 24. Let's go to the next sign, 25. Uh, ومن آياته أن تقوم السماء والأرض بأمره. And among his signs is this, that heaven and earth stand by his command. Heaven and earth stand by God's command. من أمره. ثم إذا دعاكم دعوة من الأرض إذا أنتم تخرجون. Then, when he calls you, Tuma is AdaM when he calls you by a single call. mm, Dawatan. mm, By a single call from the earth. Dawatan min al ardi is antum tahrujun. mm, Behold, ye straight away come forth. You straight forward, straight away come forth. Straight away is in brackets with that it is simple reads. By a single call from the earth, behold, ye come forth. The note to read is 3531. 3531. Mm. In the physical world, the sky and earth, as we see them, stand unsupported by the artistry of God. They bear witness to God, and in dash that our physical life depends on them. Dash the earth for its produce, and the sky for rain, comma, the the heat of the sun and other phenomena of nature dash they call to our mind our relation to God who made them to us, who made them and us, who made them and us. Full stop. How can we then be so dense? I remember this word. At school day we used to use the word dense a lot. Uh, how can we then be so dense as not to realize that our higher future, dash, our ma'ad, dash, is bound up with the call and the mercy of God? It's a question mark. And that's no 3531 to sign 25. Let's go straight to sign 26. Uh, وله من في السماوات والأرض كل له كل له كانتون. To him God belongs every being that is on heavens and earth. mm, colon. All are devoutly obedient to him. Kanituna. Kullum, all, lahu, to him. Kanituna. Devoutly obedient to him. No, 3532. 3532. All nature in creation not only obeys God, but devoutly obeys him. I love that. Not only obey, but devoutly obeys him. Dash, comma, i.e., glorious in its privilege of service and obedience. Full stop. Uh, why should we not do otherwise? Why should we not do likewise? Question mark. It is part of our original uh, unspoilt nature. It's part of our original unspoilt nature, and we must respond to it as all beings do by their very nature. And that's no 3532 to sign 26. Let's go straight to sign 27. Sign 27. وهو الذي يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيده. It is he that begins يبدأ الخلق creation, then repeats it, ويعيده, then repeats it. وهو أهوان عليه, وهو أهوان عليه, and repeats it. And for him it is most easy. وهو أهوان إليه, and it is very easy. It is most easy. And for him it is most easy. أهوان عليه. وله مثل أعلى في السماوات والأرض. Uh, to him belongs the loftiest similitudes, into brackets, we can think of. Without the brackets, it simply reads, to him belongs the loftiest similitude. Matl al-a'la is loftiest. Matla is similitude. Fi samawati wal ardi. In the heavens and the earth, semicolon. For he is exalted in mind, full of wisdom. For he is exalted in mind, full of wisdom. Another beautiful end to a verse. 3534 is the no. I think there are two signs. There are two notes. 3533 and then 3532. 3533 is against. It is he who begins the creation, then repeats it. 3533. 3533. Compare 30:11. 30 sign 11. That's this very chapter. uh, Above. mm, where the same phrase began the argument about the beginning and end of all things being with God. Full stop. This This has been illustrated by reference to various signs in creation, comma, and now the argument is rounded off with the same phrase. Now let's go to the second note to the same sign. Uh, 27. Second note. Ah, oh, full of wisdom. And it's against loftiest similitude. Mm. Matlan, a'ala, loftiest similitude. 3534. 3534. God's glory and God's similitudes are above any names we can give to them. Human language is not adequate to express them. Full stop. We can only form some idea of them at our present stage by means of similitudes and parables. Full stop. But even so, the highest we can think of falls short of the true reality. Full stop. For God is higher and wiser than the highest and wisest we can think of. And that's note 3534. Second note to sign. Oh, that's note 3534. Second note to sign 27. Okay. And that ends the section 3 of chapter 20, of chapter 30 of the Holy Quran. Thank you very much. Bye bye. May God be with you all till we meet again.